You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
Of course, we've got the one and only Jenny McCartney in the booth, the social media goddess herself, pushing those buttons, making the show go again today. And, the co-hosts. I guess we'll go with the co-hosts. We got some of those, of course, coming to us live via satellite, as always, from his perch, I guess, high atop the Mill Bay Studios in beautiful Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada, is the one and only Louis Lawless. Yes, high atop there. Are you there, Louis?
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yes, we got that. Don't worry.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Now you go right ahead, sir. We've got you covered.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right. And also joining us from his wonderful, beautiful, stately, I must say, apartment in Manhattan here in the big city is the one, the only, what's his name again? Oh, yes, Gilbert Godfrey. Are you ready, sir?
What the fuck?
Huh? Okay.
I'm ready.
Good. All right.
Yes.
All right. Gilbert Godfrey joining us from his lovely home here in the city. And also joining us is, of course, the one, the only George Takei, all the way from his home in Los Angeles, California. George, thank you for coming.
I think it's a treat to be here talking with you.
Yeah. There you go. And thank you. That's awesome. Now, is this thing on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's on. Is this on? Is this on? I can't tap it. I would tap it, but I won't do that. So.
There you go.
That's
well.
Right. Only one, Meeps. That's us. The only one, HTLA Radio 1 New York, and you're here and you're listening. And this is Straight Talk. And, yeah, we've got 90 minutes of springtime in the city stories for you tonight. And, yeah, lots of social injustice stories. I'm in the mood for ranting. We said we weren't going to do a rant show, but here we are, and it's going to turn into a rant show.
It is, yes.
I can't help but be angry about the stories. You know, there's just too much to be excited about, and everybody's got to bring us down with all this stuff.
Stupidity.
That's right. And, well, we'll talk about that, too, because we've got a great show coming up for you that we've got in development for a little while now, and we're going to launch that Wednesday, and we'll talk about that a bit later. That's pretty exciting. That's called The Spotlight with Kate and Crush.
Absolutely. And tonight, a bit of a free-for-all. We're going to tear it up for you on tonight's Straight Talk. Everything from the day's events to some politics goodiness and the struggle, of course, to maintain home and work. We'll get into it all tonight. Professional businesswomen that I talk to, they do the work, but it's just the corporate work, and they think that's enough because, damn it, I've just put 12 hours a day in today in my job, and
right.
They feel deserving of something else, not to come home and take care of the kids, and not to come home and take care of the husband, and not to come home and take care of anything else.
Right.
It's time for them to kick their feet up now and go hit the bars and relax or something because they've earned it. Right. And I'm here to say that as a man, we do that all the time. We always have. We go out and work our full-time jobs or more.
Right.
And we come home and we're still expected to be the dad. We're still expected to help the kids with the homework. We're still expected to have activities and stuff with our family and have that interaction and put that time in.
Sure.
Maybe that's why we get 100% of our pay instead of 70% of our pay.
Right. Right. Well, you're not... Well, in the tradition now, men are also expected to do half the housework and half of all that stuff, whereas it used to just be before, you know, the garbages and the lawns and all that stuff that you do, the man stuff, you know. So, yes, and unfortunately, in some cases, in a great majority of the households now, more often than not, the women are working and I have so many, friends that I know that their husbands take care of the kids and drop the kids at school and do the school activities and do the projects and wash the clothes. And
yes, but with that comes the dreaded beta male, because there's not a single one of those men that I have met that I would look up to in battle.
No, of course not. And this is to our thinking, to our thinking. And while it took us years in practice, it was an ideology that we shared from the moment that we met anyway.
Yeah.
The whole, that was our vision for what the ideal family was.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
Well, don't let that stop you. God, we really need to get rid of that soundbite, Jenny. I don't care if you put on some Gaelic music. Just stop playing that thing. It doesn't even make any sense. We don't need maturity here at all. No. Because, of course, it is 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You do indeed, as the girl says, have it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, which could only mean one thing. Yeah, it's the Wednesday Grinder, coffee and cigarettes on good old HTLA here. And we're rolling with some good stuff today. Today on the big show, well, we've got to ask, does the video really show the final seconds of Flight 9525? Yeah. And today, the Arkansas governor and Hillary Clinton rage over the religious freedom laws. Also, the 180,000-carat emerald's owner may finally be decided. Well, the Chinese, yes, big news, the Chinese are flocking to the USA, pregnant ones, just to have U.S. citizens. Should we be afraid? Oh, yes, be very afraid. As if that weren't enough, Nigeria, their new president declares war on Boko Haram. Wow. So, hey, come on in and grab a cup, have a seat, and light one up, ladies and gentlemen. It's coffee time.
HTLA Radio 1.
No. Oh, I think, my goodness, yes, it's true. It has happened. Finally. Yes, of course, this being, I have busted Jenny. I have busted her. Finally, now, right here, live on the air, of course, I have just busted her. What am I going to do with you? Well, you've been with us, what now, 4 months, 5 months? And this is, of course, is it the, yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Officially, this just in. This is the first time that Jenny McCartney has screwed up. There it is. Making history right here, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny McCartney has screwed up officially for the first time on the air. How does it feel? She's all different kinds of shades of red. But anyway, yes, it is damn coffee times to play the right theme. Thank you. I never thought I'd see the day that she'd actually do that, but look at that. Blowing it in the first 3 minutes of the show. Atta girl. You just keep that up. She's still an extreme shade of red. I don't think I've ever seen a person go that shade of red before. Anyhow, since we do have a schedule to maintain, chop chop, welcome to HTLA Radio 1 New York Best Talk. And our fine show today, Coffee and Cigarettes, the Wednesday Grinder. For this, the Wednesday The 1st of April, 2015. Maybe is that what you were doing? Is that the April Fool's thing? You're trying to make me think I'm doing Crash Talk? Huh? No, you had no clue. No, she did not. That was not intentional. Well, anyhow, this show and every Coffee and Cigarettes every day is brought to you by the fine folks at Tim Hortons New York City, now with 8 fine locations in the city to serve all your coffee and baked goods needs. You want to check them out. Tim Hortons, always fresh. Also brought to you by the 2442 digital mixer from PreSonus. That if you're looking for professional audio and digital gear, look no further than PreSonus. That's PreSonus.com. And also today's show is
powered by Procast.
Well, there you go. You got that button right, of course. That's the one to blow my ears out. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, good show today. A bunch of interesting things going on in the world around us. And, of course, to help us explore those wonderful things are our 3 /guest/co-host/terminators that we all know and love. And first of all, coming to us live from the Mill Bay Studios in beautiful Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada, is the one, the only Louis Lawless of LDL Films, director extraordinaire and now documentarian into his old age. Louis, are you there?
Oh, my God, he's becoming black. I like it. Do a little rap here, too.
Well, okay, Louis, it's nice to see you, too. Well, welcome on Coffee and Cigarettes, hoo-hoo. Is that, no?
They get f***ing crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
So you're saying you didn't like it?
It's about f***ing time. Move on. Move on.
Okay, you don't like it. Okay, well, also joining us from his beautiful, spacious, sprawling, eccentric mansion. It's apparently technically an apartment in Manhattan, but to me it's a bloody mansion. Yes, there he is. The one, the only, Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert, thanks for being on the show again today. Good to well, hear you.
What the fuck? I'm ready.
Well, good. Glad that you're ready, and we're going to go and just roll with that. You know.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Also joining us from his office in his lovely home in beautiful Malibu, California, is the one, the only Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor. Arnold, great to have you here again.
I mean, to me, I always was the kind of guy that enjoyed working out 5 hours a day. Mm-hmm. But when I walk out of the gym, that's it. And I wanted to play. I wanted to have a good time.
No, you wanted to party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you here nonetheless. Thank you.
I'm not going to complain about it, right?
Well, you could, but nobody would listen. Nah. Anyway, yes, moving on. Okay, so we got the 3 here, as always. Love to have you here. And let's see, what's first up on the old hit parade today? Oh, yes, that viral video we were telling you about yesterday on, of course, the trusted news source of YouTube. Yes, the video of the final seconds of Flight 9525. Well, today, new headlines. Does the video really show the final seconds of 9525? A French news magazine today defended the authenticity of a cell phone video they say was shot inside Germanwings Flight 9525 in the final seconds before it slammed into an alpine ravine in France. Régis Le Sommier, the deputy editor of the French publication Paris Match, spoke after French police said that the video probably was a hoax. Well, I'm convinced that this is real, Le Sommier said on NBC's Today Show today. We are pretty positive about our source, which is close to the investigation team. So there's no doubt that what we saw are the final seconds of what indeed happened. Well, Lieutenant Colonel Jean-Marc Melchini, a French Germanair spokesman, told CNN today that reports that the video came from the site were completely wrong and unwarranted. Did he see it? Reporter Frederick Helber said on Wednesday at the Paris Match. What video is he talking about? Is he talking about the same video that millions are seeing on YouTube? Well, those are questions we would like to ask him. It says the video is fake, but did he see it? French prosecutor Bryce Robin said cell phones retrieved from the site have not been flown out for analysis yet. If people at the site have picked up mobile phones, I'm not aware of it, he told Reuters. Helbert said that he can't give the video to investigators because he does not even have a copy of it. He said he was only able to view it by conducting a long investigative process, he says, involving intermediaries connected to the people working at the crash site. Well, the Dusseldorf-bound Airbus A320 crashed less than an hour after departing Barcelona. French and German investigators, citing the plane's voice recorder, say co-pilot Andreas Lubis was alone in the cockpit when locked the door and sent the jet into a 10-minute descent, ending in catastrophe near the village of Saint-l'Alpe. Paris Match said the sounds on the cell phone video appeared to match the background sounds captured by the cockpit voice recorder. Well, the News Weekly said cries of "My God" could be heard in several languages in unison. Yeah. Yes, that was funny.
Yes.
I thought that was great. Well, the scene was so chaotic that it was hard to identify people, Paris Match reported, but the sounds of screaming passengers made it perfectly clear that they were aware of what was about to happen to them. The publication described metallic banging that they suspected was the sound of the pilot trying to open the cockpit door with some kind of heavy object. Toward the end, after a heavy shake, stronger than the others, the screaming intensifies and then nothing. Bild said that the scene on board was chaotic, totally blurred, and no individuals can be personally identified. The newspaper said the video was recorded in the rear of the plane, but it could not determine whether the cell phone owner was sitting or standing. Like that would have anything to do with the audio recording.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, just before the end of the video, the aircraft seems to be touching a mountain, Bild said. It looks like the cabin gets blown to the side. Once again, you can hear people cry, then the video ends. Bild quoted a phone tester, Dirk Lorenz, as saying that the phone probably could not survive such a crash, but the memory card inside definitely could. I don't know. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, quite simply, that this is a situation where someone has put together an elaborate little video for hits on the internet. That's what I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. You agree. Okay. Louis, what would you say? You're our resident film and television guy. What do you? I know you've seen the video. What are you thinking?
That's what they've done. They've reached a particular point that they feel they're untouchable.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, they're untouchable. I'm lost.
Didn't you read the goddamn script? I sent it to you.
Well, you know me. Of course, I wouldn't do that.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak. You don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that? Yeah, you think so, huh?
No, I don't.
When you say that, you get away with it. If I would say that, it would be all over the place.
Yes.
Well, I do say it often. I do say many, many fine things. But as far as this video goes, I think it's just a snatch grab for hits, and really I don't understand why, because, well, great. So you got a video out there that's got 2 million hits or whatever. So what? You can't turn that into money.
Yes.
Well, I guess YouTube can, but you're certainly not going to see penny from doing it. I just kind of don't understand, and to release this so soon and then to question its authenticity the next day. It's kind of, I don't know. It kind of stresses me out. Gilbert, I think I need a song.
Na 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 na, ma 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 ma. Oh yeah. Who wants to grow up? Who wants responsibility? Oh, no, not me. Who wants to show up and work until you're 93?
That's just so wrong.
Now everybody says you're running wild. The teacher's calling you a problem.
Woo! There we go. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock on, Arnold. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, well, I guess it's time to move on to the next story I don't frickin' want to move on to. That, of course, is the story about the Arkansas governor who won't sign the Religious Freedom Bill as it is. Yes, this story out of Little Rock, Arkansas this morning, as local and state leaders and organizations have been pressuring Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson to veto House Bill 1228, which is, of course, a carbon copy, apparently, of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. The governor said Wednesday he won't sign the bill in its current form. The full House passed the Religious Freedom Bill Tuesday afternoon after 3 concurred amendments passed the House Judiciary Committee on Monday. The measure was originally sponsored by the Republican Rep. Bob Ballinger of Hinsville. Hutchinson had previously said he would sign the bill into law. Well, the Republican governor said the bill wasn't intended to allow discrimination based on sexual orientation, and this just in, you frickin' moron, it doesn't. He says, it has been my intention all along to have the House Bill 1228 to mirror the federal act, said Hutchinson on Wednesday. The bill that is on my desk at present time does not mirror the federal law. He was referring to the Federal Religious Freedom Restoration Act signed by the then-President Bill Clinton back in 1993. Now, what's wrong with anything Bill Clinton signs? He got blowjobs under the desk. That's the kind of commander-in-chief I want in the Oval Office. Yeah. He gets it done, baby. Well, I asked that the changes be made in the legislation. I've asked leaders in the General Assembly to recall the bill so that it mirrors its federal religious act. He wants lawmakers to either recall the bill or pass a follow-up measure to make sure the proposal more closely mirrors the federal law. He wants the bill to make sure it reflects the values of people of Arkansas and minimizes discrimination in the workplace. It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't. It's got nothing to do. The word workplace isn't even in it. Yes, hello. We actually said what the wording was yesterday.
Yes.
I did a special crash talk on it last night. Yeah. What's the frickin' problem?
Yes.
Well, the law that is under consideration does not extend discrimination, Hutchinson said. Well, that's because it's not about discrimination, idiot. Yes. I would be outraged at this bill myself because it doesn't include gun rights. Yeah. We don't have any other, government papery thingies. No. Wow. This is a bill that in ordinary times would not be controversial, but these are not ordinary times, he said. No, because now it's all PC, and if you don't conform to every single PCer out there, you lose your job. Yeah. Of course, I'm not scared. Not one bit. I'm not scared.
Yes.
Well, he says, I want to make it clear that Arkansas wants to be a place of tolerance, Hutchinson said. Well, the bill actually gives everybody the right to explore and enjoy their own religions, you frickin' moron. What? It doesn't get more tolerant than that, and it's got nothing to do with the workplace.
Yes.
No. And in fact, you may find yourself out of a workplace if you keep on with this. Prior to Wednesday's news conference, many organizations had raised concerns about what the measure could mean for the, quote, future of business in the natural state. Well, retail giant Walmart, headquartered in Bentonville, posted a statement to Twitter on Tuesday, because, of course, Twitter is your news source. saying that HB 1228 does not reflect the company's values and urged Hutchison to veto the legislation. Quote, Walmart don't care what your religion is, ite. They say that the bill as written would prevent state and local governments from infringing upon religious beliefs without compelling interest. Well, that's absolutely correct. So where is workplace and where is LGBT? Where is that? Well, supporters maintain it is not a discriminatory bill. Thank you very much. But opponents say it will allow widespread discrimination against gays and lesbians. Well, no, that's already here.
When you say that, you get away with it. If I would say that,
you'd be hung.
Yes.
Yeah. You would be strung up, Governor. Well, Indiana Governor Mike Pence signed a similar measure into law last week and is seeing widespread criticism by businesses and organizations alike. Yes, because of the stepping on the balls of LGBT. Take that. Oh, wait, you're a lesbian. Let me get my foot in there. You like that, baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Arnold, I wasn't reenacting you and your maid. No.
I think you have sharks in both tanks.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a couple in here.
Yes.
Well, good old Mike Pence. Yeah, on Monday, the Axiom Corp., one of Arkansas's largest employers and a longtime supporter of workplace diversity, announced the marketing technology company's firm's opposition to the bill. In a letter to the governor, the company wrote, quote, "This bill inflicts pain on some of our citizens and disgrace upon us all." Oh, Axiom, did you frickin' read it? I'm serious. Like, all of these people all across the country with their little frickin' rainbow flags are going off and they are making a huge thing out of nothing. Like, don't you people have anything better to do? Why don't you go back to Ferguson? Little Rock Mayor Mark Staboda encouraged Hutchison to veto the bill in a news release Tuesday. He stated, "Any piece of legislation that is so divisive cannot possibly be good for the state of Arkansas and its people. Also, I'm very scared because there's 25,000 people outside my office right now with rainbow flags." Well, there certainly is that impression. That would be the negative step, says state economic forecaster Michael Paco. He said it's not clear if there would be a drastic implication for the state if the bill becomes law, but it would affect some businesses' decisions, especially for companies that have taken a stance against the bill. There is a likelihood that this bill could cause confusion more than anything else. Oh, gee, you think? I don't know, Mike. I'm thinking, yeah, confusion's already there. Yes, it would cause confusion more than anything else, and that alone could have some negative impact on the economy, Paco said. Yes, thanks to George Takei and the hate campaigns against the states of Indiana and Arkansas, yeah? George has single-handedly taken them down, taken them out, and taken Brad, yeah. He said, well, it's just not the way to do business, and we're not going to do it that way. Yes, this from the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce CEO Terry Hartwick. He said discrimination has never been an issue in the area and doesn't understand why it's become an issue now. We're here to serve, and that's the way the chamber should be, to take in anybody. We're open for business, to do business as usual, and to satisfy that customer, whoever they will be, Hartwick said. Little Rock Chamber of Commerce also objected to the bill, simply stating that this is bad for business and bad for Arkansas. To which I, have to close this story out by asking, can anybody in Arkansas read? Well, if that ain't enough, and Lord knows it bloody well should be.
Yes.
Good old 2016 runner Hillary Clinton, of course, is urging a veto of the Arkansas Religious Freedom Bill. Yes, Hillary Dennis Rodman Clinton urged the Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson to veto a religious freedom bill, similar to an Indiana law that has prompted a backlash by critics who say it is discriminatory. Well, the leading Democratic presidential contender tweeted shortly before Hutchinson, a Republican, told reporters in Little Rock that he would not sign the Religious Freedom Restoration Act because it does not mirror a federal law enacted while Bill Clinton was president. Hillary says in her tweet, like in law, our bill goes beyond protecting religion, would permit unfair discrimination against LGBT Americans. I urge Governor to veto. Hillary, go read. I'm dead serious. I have read verbatim the language of this bill last night on Crash Talk for an hour and a half. I went on about this. I know it intimately, inside and out. There is no mention of lesbians, gays, LGBT, rainbow unicorns. There's no unfair discrimination against anybody. The word discrimination isn't even in the bill. Yes. This is about religion. Well, Hillary Dennis Rodman Clinton, said the Arkansas legislation would permit unfair discrimination against the LGBT community. The tweet follows another Clinton posted last week after Indiana Governor Mike Pence signed the legislation prohibiting state laws that substantially burden a person's freedom of religion unless government can show it has a compelling interest. Oh, and wouldn't you like to be around that Senate hearing? Yeah. Oh, yes, well, gentlemen, I have a compelling... yes. Well, critics argue the Indiana law could be used to discriminate against gay people. Well, when you're talking about religion, don't see how, unless you're talking about certain religions that do discriminate against gay people, but there's no mention of that in the bill either. Yeah, Pence, a Republican, being encouraged to run for president, has asked for the Indiana statute to be clarified. He said the Indiana law is based on a federal statute signed by Bill Clinton in 93. How do you need clarification of words written in English? How? It doesn't get any easier than this.
Yeah.
Well, right. God, even Arnold, he came to the country, he couldn't even speak the language he knows. Oh, my God. Well, we're going to go for a quick commercial break because I'm, 10 bloody minutes late. But who cares? They're only commercials anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. When we come back, we'll finish off this lovely story about the one, the only Hillary Clinton just going off on the LGBT train. And then we'll get into that 180,000 carat emerald. Damn, back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Banesville, Bowmanville, Bonnieville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brock, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the Egyptian cotton towels. Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Oh my God, he's becoming black. I like it. Do a little rap there too.
Well, it's just I went way beyond my dreams. I mean, I had dreams to do win the world championships in bodybuilding as more often than anyone else, and to become the best of all times. And then I wanted to get into movies, but I was thinking more like to do what the predecessors did, like to do Hercules movies. But then I had no idea that I'm going to go as far and actually do action movies and do comedies and the work and so many different types of films. And to do as many films, and then to get into politics, and that was definitely not part of my dream.
You did comedy? Okay, well, whatever you say, I'll go with you on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to the big show this afternoon, the Wednesday Grinder on Coffee and Cigarettes for this Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2015. ACLA Radio 1 Studio 2 temperature is 51 in the big city right now. Partly cloudy, a little bit of sun peeking out right now. But, that'll be gone in 4 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been really nuts around here lately with the weather.
Yes.
It's kind of flaky and strange.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
I bet you would, you frickin'...
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to the big show this afternoon. 3:33 in the big city right now. And, Jenny's got the old all-night New York going there. Jenny, it's actually daytime, honey. Yeah. Where the hell is my soundbite for my show? She's red and on the floor again.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, critics argue, of course, yes, that the Indiana law could be used to discriminate against gay people. Pence, a Republican being encouraged to run for president, has asked for the Indiana statute to be clarified. He said that the Indiana law is based on the federal statute signed by Bill Clinton back in 1993. Now, Bill Clinton was Arkansas governor from 79 to 1981 and again from 83 to 92. Before he was elected president, he still has close ties in his home state and campaigned for Hutchinson's opponent, Democrat Mike Ross, in the 2014 midterm elections. Hillary Clinton, another tweet. Wow, this just in. She says, sad, this new Indiana law can happen in America today. We shouldn't discriminate against people because of who they love. Hashtag LGBT. Hillary, change your hashtag to STUPID. Because that's what it is, folks. It's about religion, not guns. Yeah. No guns, no LGBTers. It's funny, they petition for all these LGBT laws, and when they don't get them, then they try and stick themselves in these other laws that don't have anything to do with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you say that, you get away with it. If I would say that, it would be all over the place.
No, you'd be hung. I keep telling you. They would just string you up faster than a... Well, I won't say that. There might be Ferguson protesters. Well, moving on today. Did you hear about the 180,000 carat emerald? Well, the owner may finally be decided in this one. An 840-pound emerald is still without a clear owner after 6 years in police custody. But that could be settled soon in Los Angeles Superior Court. Judge Michael Johnson says a case to determine the rightful owner of the 180,000-carat Bahia emerald found in Brazil back in 2001 will move forward despite Brazil's claims it was illegally mined. This comes to us from the LA Times this morning. Brazil has asked the judge to dismiss the case so it could negotiate the emerald's return with the U.S. government, but no luck. At one time, 8 different people claimed ownership, but several claims have been dismissed over the years. The last remaining one is led by Idaho businessman Kit Morrison, who had the gem in his possession when police traced it to Las Vegas vaults in 2009. But the story of the Bahia Emerald is far more complicated than that. Bloomberg reports the rock changed hands reportedly before its confiscation, at one point ending up submerged in a New Orleans vault during Hurricane Katrina. It was also involved in plots with Brazilian mafia, along with a $197 million Bernie Madoff transaction. Fox News reports it once went up on eBay for $75 million. Morris finally ended up in possession through another man, the guy who put it up on eBay, investor Larry Biegler. Then called police to report it stolen, leading to its confiscation, and that's just a small sense of why it's taken 6 years to get this far. If Morrison is declared the owner, Brazil's hope of reclaiming the gem would be complicated unless it's willing to pony up some dough. They have to pay to repatriate it, says Morrison's attorney. You can't just take it. It's worth $197 million. And it is. It is worth $197 million, apparently.
Yes.
Yes. Because who really knows? It's all up to the speculators, and my goodness, the speculators are all busy with that religious law. Speculating and LGBTing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, did you notice the influx of Chinese pregnant women at JFK lately, Gag?
Yes.
Yes. Gilbert, yes, finally. Thank you. That's your name. Yeah. I don't know why I keep wanting to call you Todd. Okay, well, you're not Todd. Right. I got it. No. No, you mean, yes.
Never, no.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, did you notice all those pregnant Chinese women, actually?
Which woman are you married to or living with now? The same one? The mother of the daughter, or was it a boy?
It's Chinese, Louis.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Yeah.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Well, I know, but I'm actually talking about all these pregnant Chinese women who are coming from China into the USA right now. Most of them 8 months pregnant to give birth to U.S. citizens, I guess.
They get f***ing crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Well, it's not about love, Louis. It's about the citizenship thing, you know?
Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the official word from Canadian spokesman Louis Lawless.
It's about f***ing time. Move on.
Yes.
Well, it's true. Chinese are flocking to the USA to give birth to U.S. citizens. Beijing is where this report comes to us from today. Business is booming here for companies that coach pregnant women on how to deceive U.S. immigration authorities so they can enter the United States for the sole purpose of giving birth to American citizens. At least 500 companies offering birth tourism services in China last year. The Shanghai newspaper National Business Daily reported these are no official statistics. The number of Chinese citizens heading to the USA to give birth is likely in the tens of thousands every year. The cost of a trip, including medical expenses, runs from $20,000 to $80,000 US. The business is legal in China, but the tactics for entering the USA are not. The women are coached to lie about the purpose of their visit by listing tourism, which makes it easier to get a visa. They're also told to hide their pregnancies when going through U.S. immigration and avoid declarations that they're traveling for medical treatment. As recently as in early March, California authorities raided dozens of maternity hotels for Chinese women in Orange County, Los Angeles, and San Bernardino County as well, for alleged immigration and tax fraud. The raids did not prompt crackdowns on the business in China. 6 birth tourism companies, including ABC Baby and Precious Beauty Baby, told USA Today the business continues as normal. 6 others declined comment. There are legitimate reasons for Chinese citizens to travel to the United States to give birth, citing, quote, "We own the country." Yeah. Well, actually, it's such as if one parent is American or a high-risk pregnancy requires medical care from a specialist. The State Department says there's no law barring foreigners from traveling to the U.S. for the purpose of giving birth. Tourism visa they usually travel on, known as a B-2 visa, allows foreigners to enter the U.S. for, quote, medical treatment. Who the hell would want to come here for medical treatment? I guess they've never been to an American hospital.
Yes.
Well, as long as applicants are truthful about their intentions, prove they can afford their medical care, explain why they can't have the procedure done in their home country, and assert that they will abide by the time restrictions of their visa, such travel is generally allowed under U.S. law, according to the department. However, since, quote, birth tourists are trying to skirt the law, the State Department is adding staff to work on canceling visas of pregnant women who deceive immigration officials, says Gary Chaudhry, the U.S. immigration lawyer based in China. He said the U.S. Embassy website should post explicit warnings that lying about the purpose of a visit could result in permanent ineligibility for a U.S. visa and an extended stay in Guantanamo Bay. My baby and me, our first waterboard. My first waterboard. Very first one.
Yes.
Well, despite the California raids and closer scrutiny by U.S. officials, birth tourism is expected to grow, says Chin Lee. Yes, of course her name is Chin Lee. Yeah. Manager of LaPangbaba.com, a Shanghai-based firm that currently has 60 clients staying at 3 centers in Los Angeles, California. The main attraction: when children born in the U.S. states turn 21, they can sponsor their parents to become legal residents so the family can immigrate to America. They admire America's clean air and food safety, Chen said. Are these women in L.A., really?
Yes.
Yes. I remember my first time in L.A., just got off the plane and took a big sniff of brown. Yeah. That good old-fashioned California goodness.
When you say that, you get away with it. If I would say that, it would be all over the place.
Oh, yes, so they can bring all their entire family over. And it's a nation that respects human rights, apparently. Yes, here in the USA, we never discriminate against LGBT or anybody else. Nope. Not gonna do it. After the California raids, some clients feared that they would be targeted next, Chen said. I relaxed them by saying those firms were targeted as they broke laws like claiming welfare to cut medical bills, he said. Most of my clients are rich. They don't care about benefits. Yeah. Well, I guess it's good that you're just sending over the rich ones.
Yes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the downside to that is a lot of the rich Chinese are from, organized crime. Yeah. Arnold, what do you got to say? I know you had the 400,000 plus gang problem in California. Well, geez, 11 years ago now. Well, what's your take on this?
Well, I think that it's a very difficult thing to answer because, in a way, even the day when I won the 7th Mr. Olympia title.
Oh, shut up.
I felt like, I was not in great shape.
Okay. Is Arnold drinking the same stuff as Louis? I think he is. Well, most who participate in the birth tourism operations seek better education and environment for their children. China actually ranks, I think, 14 in the world for education. We're 53. I think they've been getting some misinformation.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, while hoping to evade China's one-child policy is another big reason, Chodrow said. Expectant mothers typically arrive 2 months before the birth and stay 1 or more postpartum recovery. Then they return to China, where government officials don't punish the parents for violating birth control rules because a second child is considered an American. At 18, however, the child must choose whether to be a U.S. or Chinese citizen. Chodrow said birth tourism has become more popular than a U.S. immigration program that lets wealthy applicants gain American residency by investing at least $500,000 in a U.S. business, which is, of course, what I did. Yeah. I did. It's true. But, I'm an idiot, and I listened to them and went and put it all in Enron.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, several Chinese celebrities have had American babies, and the hit 2013 Chinese movie Finding Mr. Right is about a Chinese woman who gives birth to a son in Seattle, Washington. Birth tourism is now part of the cultural fabric of China, Chodrow said. Well, there you go. There you go. They bought us, they've paid for us, and now, damn it, they're coming to live here. Well, you might laugh, Gilbert, but...
Yes.
But... what do you think is going to happen when all those Chinese U.S. citizens come and live here, run for office, become governor and senators, and then don't give two snaps about the LGBT movement? Huh?
I think you have sharks in both tanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now we're adding a couple more billion sharks.
Yes.
Oh, but why not? That's what we do here. And what we also do here is go for another commercial break because I'm 8 minutes late on this one. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Bainesville, Bowmanville, Bonneville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, none of it. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
It could be 7 in the morning.
Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peters, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
But whenever, wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee.
You know that it's always fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
I don't know what you're going to do, man.
Look, we always had fun.
Yeah.
I think that no matter what you do in life, if you do bodybuilding or if you do hosting a show like you do here, you got to have a good time. Forget about it.
Oh, sure.
You got to be passionate about the job that you have and go all out.
Yeah.
I remember being on your radio show in Chicago.
Not again. Oh, Arnie, tell me some of your best roles, my friend. Give me.
I think that Terminator, Twins, True Lies, and now I have to say End of Days also. Because End of Days, obviously, because of the complexity of the character that I played.
Oh, yeah, because Jericho is so deep, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Welcome back to the big show. HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, bringing you coffee and cigarettes this afternoon for your Wednesday grinder. 3:53 in the PM right now for Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2015, April Fool's Day. There it is for you right there. It doesn't get any better than that. Still 53 degrees in the big city. Well, not still. It's gone up to, damn it. Yeah, 53 in the city. That's livable. I can almost see my face again. Yeah. Oh, man, I tell you, next winter, I'm going south.
Yes.
I'm just done.
The music is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to hear it.
We can, Louis. Yeah, we're listening to it right now. There we go.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, fine. Well, moving on. What do we got? Oh, yeah, we got some more stories here. Don't be going away. We got a lot of good stuff. Well, okay, not good stuff. 4 dead and 16 hurt in an oil platform fire in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. That's never good news, but hey, What are you going to do? That's right. At least 4 people were killed and 16 workers were injured today when a fire erupted early this morning on an oil platform in the Gulf of Mexico belonging to Mexico's state petroleum giant Pemex. The company said in a statement. The company said one of those who died when the fire broke out at dawn at the Abcatun Permanente platform was a contractor for the Mexican oil services company Cotamar. Yes, Permex said on Twitter that it was using 8 firefighting boats to battle the blaze. 2 of the injured were in serious condition, and 300 workers were evacuated from the platform, located in the Campeche Sound near the coast of the states Campeche and Tabasco. Just like the sauce. Yeah. Well, a spokesman for emergency services in nearby Ciudad del Carmen, however, put the number of the injured at 45, Reuters reports. The Acuban Polchuck offshore oil fields, where the dewatering and pumping platform is located, produced under 300,000 barrels per day in 2013, a decrease of more than half from a peak in the mid-90s of 700,000 barrels a day. Those numbers from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. At least 37 people were killed in a blast at the company's Mexico City headquarters in 2013, according to Reuters. In 2007, at the Carrick Cab 121 platform further up the coast, 21 workers were killed in a spill of crude oil and natural gas leak. This came from the Yucatan reports. The accident was blamed on intense waves that hit the tower and caused a valve assembly to explode. The worst spill from a platform in Mexico occurred back in 1970 when a drilling rig, the Ixtoc, exploded, spilling 140 million gallons, the newspaper reports. It took 9 months from Pemex and several U.S. Universals to bring the spill under control and clean up the disaster. There you go. So not a good day for oil riggin' diggin'.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. They might have had a bad day, but I'm telling you, in Nigeria, it's getting worse. Oh, yeah, it's true story.
Yes.
In Abuja, Nigeria, former General Muhammadu Buhari vowed during his successful campaign for president that he would root out the corruption rife within Nigeria's government and snuff out the insurgency by Boko Haram extremists. Now he'll have a chance to prove whether his record as an anti-corruption crusader and an iron-fisted military ruler will pay off. Well, really, it actually boils down to whether he can cut a sweet enough deal with Boko Haram to keep them around. No, that's what the warlords do, you know. That's how it goes there. I voted for Buhari because I believe that he has what it takes to put the country on the path of genuine growth, says Moses Atua, 29. Based on his military background alone, I'm sure Buhari will be able to tackle the menace that is Boko Haram. Dissatisfaction with incumbent Goodluck Jonathan's failure to tackle corruption and reign in Boko Haram fueled Buhari's win in Nigeria's presidential elections. Analysts say it's the first time a sitting president had been voted out of office in Africa's most populous nation. During the campaign, Buhari, 72 years old, pledged to reverse the economic and public security crisis he claimed Jonathan failed to tackle during his 5-year tenure. Rampant corruption continues to pervade Nigeria's massive oil industry, the nation's main source of income and 40% of its GDP. Buhari and others have accused Jonathan of tunneling billions to his cronies in the state bureaucracy while neglecting 62% of Nigerians who live in extreme poverty. While the Nigerian military recently made gains against Boko Haram militants, Jonathan, 57, never dealt a decisive blow against the Islamic extremists who have declared a caliphate in the country's northern regions. The militants killed 10,000 people last year and forced about 1.5 million to flee into southern Nigeria and neighboring countries. They have kidnapped hundreds of people, including 219 schoolgirls who have yet to be found because they're at Michelle Obama's retreat. Analysts and supporters say the president-elect, who takes office May 29th, will succeed against the extremist where Jonathan failed because of his background. Experience matters a lot in the fight against insurgency, says Stanley Eby, 32, a teacher. As a retired general, Buhari, better placed to tackle a menace head-on, is far better than his predecessor, who has no military background whatsoever, but damn fine fashion sense. Yes, good luck, Jonathan, with your elf shoes.
Yes.
You go have a good day. And, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that means we're out of time today on the Wednesday Grinder Coffee and Cigarettes for HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. Jenny's still in the bottom of the booth there.
Yes.
Not coming up for air, but she did press the button, so it's time to go. So with that, I want to thank the one, the only Louie Lawless for coming by again. Thank you, Louie.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
Well, I'll get to that as soon as I possibly frickin' can. But for now, we got to get out of here. So, Gilbert, thank you again for being here today.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
Yeah, of course. And Arnold, thank you for coming again today. It's always great to have a Terminator in the house, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and I'll be back.
Perfect. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. He'll be back tomorrow, as will we all, 3 p.m. Eastern for your coffee and cigarettes, the Thursday Double-Double. Be there or be square. And as for me, I'm going out to Central Park and going to check out some of that sun and see if I don't freeze to death. I'm going to actually put that to the test. So on behalf of all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, thanks for listening. And hey, check out HTLARadio1.com for all our other exciting and fun and wonderful shows. Have a good day.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.